This night will make history, as the first African-American major party nominee Barack Obama already has. So how did we get to this moment, this journey that the nominee himself calls unlikely? NBC's Lee Cowan has been accompanying Barack Obama on the campaign trail for months.
Barry, as Barack Obama was known growing up, always had one thing going for him, say friends. Whether it was on the basketball court or at the Harvard Law Review, where he was the first black president, he never let an opportunity pass him by.
He always saw himself as someone who was destined for something important.
There is not a liberal America and a conservative America. There is the United States of America.
From that big convention speech 4 years ago that shot him into the stratosphere, to his taking on the Chicago political machine in his first run for office, he's always done things his own way.
People think he should wait, that he should, you stand in line. This is Chicago. There's a pecking order, and you jumped out of order.
He jumped far enough to become only the third black U.S. senator since Reconstruction. But there were a lot of barriers along the way. He struggled with his racial identity growing up in Hawaii. His father from Kenya abandoned him, leaving it to his white mother to raise him.
It was, the senator says, the diversity of the Hawaiian Islands that in part shaped his worldview. But it was also here where he says he almost got off on a completely different path.
He wrote that he momentarily turned to drugs and alcohol to, quote, push who he was out of his mind. But by the time he arrived in Chicago to work as a community organizer, he began to draw on that blended background and use it, as he says, to bring people together.
He has a transcendent quality that most people in politics don't have. He has the ability to walk into any room and feel comfortable.
What I do oppose...
But that exotic background, as some have called it, created political problems, too. Was he black enough, was a question often raised. And he's had to battle the false rumor spread by political opponents that he's Muslim. He's actually Christian. But how do his faith and his politics mesh? Detractors questioned why he chose the controversial Jeremiah Wright, for example, as his pastor.
Yes, we can.
He's fought through it all, though, in a bruising primary campaign, which left even his critics applauding his skill as a politician. But in the end, he says, it's his wife, Michelle, and his two daughters who are his most valuable assets. Partners, he says, in a common pursuit.
But tonight, that skinny kid with a funny name, as he likes to call himself, will be stepping to that big podium behind us, Brian, alone tonight, bearing both the weight and the honor of history.
And having paused to take a long look back at this campaign, after tonight, you get right back on the road.
Right back on it.
Lee, thanks for all your good work. Lee Cowan here with us.